Today I want to talk about something that modern MMOs rarely think about, but if you played EverQuest, this was your life. Camp etiquette. The unwritten rules, the code of conduct, the culture that players created long before developers ever tried to formalize anything. And as newer projects came closer to completion, that bring back and explore the older MMO design philosophies, this topic suddenly matters again. Because when you have an open world, you automatically have conflict, competition, rivalry, and those little social moments can make or break your experience. In EverQuest, a camp wasn't just a spot, it was a social contract, and if your group was holding an area, actively killing mobs, controlling the pools, and maintaining presence, then that was your camp. Nobody wrote this rule, it wasn't in a manual. GMs didn't invent it, the players did. And the amazing thing is, everyone respected it. Until sometimes they didn't. So the general idea was simple. First, presence matters. You can't claim a camp if half your group is AFK, scattered across the zone, or barely pulling mobs. A camp is defined by activity, not by wishful thinking. Second, boundaries matter. If you hold the goblins, you don't also magically own the hag, and the goblin caves, and the hill giants on the other side of the zone. You hold what you can defend, nothing more. Third, communication. That really mattered. People would ask, camp check? And replies like, goblin is taken, or the hag is taken, the king's room is camped. It kept everything organized. But reality wasn't always clean. Sometimes, two groups wanted the same named. Sometimes a high-level necro or mage came in and just outpulled everyone. Sometimes a group was stretching itself between two camps or trying to claim an area that they couldn't realistically hold. That's when the friction happened. And honestly, that friction is part of what made the open world feel alive. Now let's talk about GMs. In classic EverQuest, GMs were very hands-off. They wouldn't settle camp disputes, they wouldn't declare who was right or wrong. The general rule was simple: whoever does the most damage wins the kill. That meant if someone outpulled you or outdamaged you, they got the mob. It wasn't bannable, it wasn't harassment, it was just competition. GMs didn't intervene in normal gameplay friction. However, there were times when they would intervene. Harassment, griefing, repeated training, zone disruption, exploiting pathing or invulnerability bugs, or even like bot assigned kill stealing, those crossed the line. But normal competition, that was just part of the game, and that was by design. What's interesting is how players themselves solved conflicts. There were diplomatic agreements, splitting camps. We take the left side, you take the right side. Rotations for bosses. There were even waiting lists, especially for bottleneck quests like J-Boots. And reputation mattered. If you acted like a jerk, the entire server would know your name. You might win a camp tonight, but tomorrow, good luck finding a group. Camp etiquette sometimes failed because of human nature. Too many players, not enough spawns, frustration, greed, impatience. But even then, it created stories. Stories that modern instances simply don't replicate. Because that's the magic of open world MMOs. Nothing is guaranteed. You earn your space by being active, coordinated, and respectful when you can, and competitive when you must. So, my ideal version of camp etiquette is simple. Hold your area, communicate clearly, respect others' boundaries, don't stretch your camp beyond what you can defend, and don't expect GMs to solve normal competition. But also, don't be afraid to compete when it is appropriate. This gives the world life. It gives the world stories. And honestly, it's what made EverQuest feel real. Let me know your thoughts and your camp war stories. I know that every single EQ veteran has at least one.